All right, let's talk about something we all think we have covered. We brush, we floss. Well, most of us floss. But there's this one simple, kind of ancient secret to truly fresh breath that most people just don't do. So we're going to break down the science behind a 30-second habit that could totally change your morning.
And look, before we get into it, just know this is a super common thing. We're talking up to half of all adults deal with bad breath at some point. So yeah, if you've ever felt a little weird about it, you're in good company. It's not just you, it's pretty much all of us. And that brings us to the big nagging question, right? You do everything you're supposed to, you brush before bed, maybe you even use some mouthwash, but you still wake up with that, dreaded morning breath. Why? What is going on? Well, I'll give you a hint. The answer isn't on your teeth.
Okay, so section 1. To solve this little mystery, we have to figure out why our current habits just aren't cutting it. Because honestly, the problem isn't what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. Think about it like this. Your teeth, they're only a small part of the real estate in your mouth. Your tongue, though, with all those bumps and grooves, it's basically like a shaggy carpet. It's just perfectly designed to trap everything, little bits of food, dead cells, and here's the key, bacteria. All right, so if the tongue is the scene of the crime, who are the actual culprits? To figure that out, we gotta zoom way in, down to the microscopic level.
And here he is. Meet the villain of our story, anaerobic bacteria. The name literally means they can't stand oxygen. And what's the perfect place for them to hide out? You guessed it, deep in those crevices on the very back of your tongue. That's their command center. So what are these little guys doing back there? Well, they're having a feast. They eat proteins left in your mouth, and then they release these things called volatile sulfur compounds, or VSCs. And as you can see here, these compounds have some very distinct and pretty gross smells. We're talking rotten eggs, old cabbage. Yeah, these are the gases that actually create the bad breath odor. And this right here, this is the exact reason for morning breath. See, when you're asleep, your body's saliva production just nosedives. And saliva is your mouth's built-in cleaning crew, constantly washing this stuff away. So without that saliva, these bacteria get to throw an all-night rager on your tongue, pumping out those sulfur compounds with absolutely nothing to stop them. Okay, so we've got the problem, we've got the villain. It's time to introduce the hero of this story. And no, it's not some fancy new mouthwash or a high-tech toothbrush. It's something way simpler. But wait, you might be thinking, why can't I just use my toothbrush on my tongue? Great question. And this comparison makes it super clear. A toothbrush's bristles, they kind of just smear the gunk around, maybe even push it deeper into the cracks. A scraper, though, is built like a squeegee. It applies even pressure across the surface, and it physically lifts and removes that entire nasty coating of bacteria and junk. It's a whole different ballgame. All right, enough with the why, let's get to the how. How do you actually make this a part of your life? It is so easy. Let's walk through how to give your morning routine a serious upgrade. Honestly, the process could not be simpler. You do this first thing in the morning, before coffee, before anything. Just stick out your tongue, place the scraper as far back as you can comfortably go, and then gently pull it forward. Rinse the gunk off the scraper and repeat it maybe 2, 3, 4 times. The most important thing here, and I mean it, is to be gentle. This should never, ever hurt. Okay, like with any new habit, there are always myths and misconceptions floating around. So let's just bust a couple of the big ones right now so we're all on the same page. First up, the one you hear all the time. Brushing my tongue is just as good. Well, the science is pretty clear on this. Fact is, studies showed that a tool actually designed for scraping is way better at removing those stinky sulfur compounds. It's just the right tool for the right job. Okay, myth number 2. My mouthwash is super strong, it can do the same thing. No. Think of it this way. Using mouthwash is like spraying air freshener in a room with a full garbage can. Sure, it smells better for a few minutes, but you didn't actually take out the trash, did you? A scraper physically removes the source of the smell. That's why the clean feeling lasts so much longer. And hey, it's not just about fresh breath. There are some awesome side effects. You're improving your overall oral hygiene by lowering the bacterial load in your whole mouth. And get this, a lot of people find that their sense of taste actually gets better. Food might literally taste more vibrant. Plus, you just can't beat that super clean feeling to start your day. Now, here's a really important note. This is crucial. While tongue scraping is amazing for your everyday garden variety bad breath, it is not a magic cure for everything. If you have bad breath that just will not go away no matter what, you really need to go see a dentist. It could be a sign of something more serious like gum disease, and you don't want to ignore that.
So, after all that, what's the big time commitment for this super powerful habit? Less than 30 seconds. That's it. For less time than it takes you to scroll through Instagram, you can seriously upgrade your oral health. It's kind of a no-brainer.
So at the end of the day, what we're talking about is a simple, science-backed habit that attacks the root cause of bad breath right where it lives. It is probably one of the biggest impact changes you can make to your daily routine for the smallest amount of effort. So the only question left is, are you ready to give it a try?